Okay, so welcome. Here we go. I'm going to unmute everyone so we can start. Okay, starting from rest position. Actually, 1 second. I need to do one other thing first. One second. Okay, here we go. Instruments up. I'm going to unmute you. Please start in silence. And here is When the Saints Come Marching Home. 1, 2, 3. Dun, 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 dun. And stop. Okay, I hear cello solos and everything. Sorry, I should have been more clear. Just one repeat, and thank you so much. Yeah, so take that, Eric Whitaker. I know I loved hearing all of you guys right now. Obviously, there's some technical issues with playing music live, but I think that it's something that we're here for the spirit of it rather than synchronizing everything. Okay, so this spring concert is not just a performance. It is a celebration about you. So I'm going to give you a chance. You guys can set your instruments down, but please remain present. And it's about all the hard work that you have done all year long. So although there have been many heartbreaking events that have been canceled this quarter, I think this one is one that we don't want to cancel. And it's not just because of the performances that we're missing of Sing Sing and Funky Town and Hall the Mountain King, but it's the highlight of this year and the amazing groups and to showcase you guys and of course honor our graduating seniors. And with that, I welcome you all to the 8th annual Spring Concert. What I'm going, yes, thank you. Yes, I can hear it, sort of. Now I'm going to do this as a presentation. So I'm going to present this to you, and I guess let me know if you can't hear it in the chat, but hopefully it'll work. Okay, so we have performed our song, and now we are going to discuss some different, more specific aspects of this year. As I said, this is, I would have done this anyways, because I don't know, it would be horrible to not recognize you guys after all the work that you've put in. But at the same time, this year was a special year. And I'm not just saying that. This was the first year we ever had an honors orchestra. This is the first year we ever had an honors jazz band. First ever guitar club. First time that this program has reached a number greater than 90 students participating. Every year it's gotten bigger and bigger, and this is the biggest. And of course, the talent level is off the charts. Starting us off, we have orchestra. Now this large group is actually is the most in tune group I've ever had the pleasure to conduct for a beginning string level. And in the past, I've always combined the students that just started learning their instrument with more advanced students. But not you guys. With this year, you guys held your own. Now, occasionally we stopped for a photo op and a little bit of fun times, but you guys have always been very disciplined in the classroom and got a lot of work done. A lot of you bought your own instruments. And I'm still amazed that you guys tackled Pirates and Boros March this spring. If dreams come true, yes, they do. Last year, our orchestra achieved our first ever gold rating at the festival. But that wasn't the dream that came true. I just couldn't help but wonder if the students all came back. And you did, all of you did. We have a total of 38 students this year in our honors orchestra. For the first time ever, we had a full wind section. We played songs of Tchaikovsky and Grieg, and the students were super committed to 7 a.m. practices, and we were able to cover about 30% more repertoire than previous years. So thank you, Honors Orchestra. This elite group of professional noisemakers is all about school spirit. They provide the heartbeat at rallies and games. In order to perform at such a high level, they have to maintain seriousness and discipline at all times. Of course, who am I kidding? They are a fun, goofy bunch of kids. And I remember right before the winter rally, I just randomly said, hey, why don't you guys wear these fake mustaches 5 minutes before you did the rally? And they're like, yeah, sure. And that was just awesome. Here they are performing at the Fall Family Festival. Next group, we have Pep Band. When this football, when they perform at games and rallies. And this football season, they went undefeated. Meaning whenever they showed up, our team won. I don't think that's coincidence. Just like orchestra, I realized very early that they didn't need backup. In previous years, we've always combined jazz band and pep band at all the concerts. And this year, they had such a fast progress that they held their own. Our next group is Honors Jazz Band. This is another first. We had members in 3 different classes, and getting them all to play together for rehearsals was a little like herding cats. Not to mention an eclectic range of instruments. They were a very talented and mysterious bunch of students, especially the trombones. Not sure if I really know the trombones. Good pictures though. When you put these pieces together, though, the magic happens. Here they are performing at Rock the House on February 29, 2020. But enough of me describing this to you. Here's some clips of this year. I realized that I'm not sharing sound. 1 second. Thank you for letting me know. Take 2. Okay, I hope you like that highlight reel. But that wasn't the only thing that went on. Those were our classes and our groups. But this year was also special. We swept the competition for Indio Rotary Club competition this year. All Xavier students and all Xavier winners. Congratulations to all of these students. Now, you might say, well, you know, there were other schools that that could have shown as well. That's true, but how much work goes into preparing for this? Sometimes you just have to go ahead and try. So here's something you should consider. Speaking of trying, doing your best, enter your compositions to this contest by the 5th and see what happens. Who knows? Maybe the other schools won't show. Now, I don't want to take up the concert time by talking about deadlines and everything. So oh, wait, whoops, how did this get in here? Sorry, just a reminder about deadlines. Anyways, moving on. The Guitar Club, another first. Wow. President Kevin went ahead and inspired a lot of new recruits. A lot of people just started this year, and I've seen such amazing growth from guitar players. That's a first for me. So you guys did awesome. These students do not just guitar though. They are true musicians, and they borrow from one another. They oftentimes play different instruments, and they are, as I said, quite the musicians. And I know you guys do a lot. Sometimes I am amazed at how much you do, and I definitely appreciate all of that. Those of you in multiple groups and whatnot. Of course, it's hard not to ponder what would have happened. What would the guitar concert have been like? What would it have been like to perform at Disney Studios? Would Kevin have placed at the vocal competition? Would Harry have made it to the prestigious USAMO? Would Ollie have shown up to jazz band? What about the talent rally? Shookfoil? Talent show? What would we have done at this? How would we have done at this year's Forum Festival? Sometimes to get answers, it's good to turn to math. Here's a graph showing time and effort versus ratings. Something called extrapolation. Who knows? Yes, it was all possible. The potential was extraordinary. But you know, the worst part about missing all of this is not being able to go on the rides. And what I mean to say is not being able to spend time with the students during concert season and graduation, not being able to share the end of the school year during an exciting and momentous time, and of course, not being able to go on the rides. But if it is true that life is a journey and not a destination, then there is something to be learned from this, much greater than music festivals and roller coasters. I'm not sure what that is, but I think it might have to do with always trying your best. Oh, how did that get in there? I thought I deleted all those slides. Okay, anyways, reminder about deadlines. So what have you guys been up to? Well, since fourth quarter, we've had to do a lot of different things in online music. We've had practices, sectional practices with different instruments, different groups. That was fun to meet and to do different projects. Something that we haven't had time to do during the other normal parts of the year. We even had our former alumni, Jack Lowe, give us a workshop. In this workshop, he showed us how to compose digital music and on GarageBand. Speaking of composing, once again, if you're interested in writing a song for extra credit, you can also enter into this competition. But hold on, whatever happened to those solo and group projects? Ah, thanks for asking. Disclaimer, in trying to get this all there, wasn't able to process everyone's, but if you sent it on time and loaded it to Google Classroom, it probably got to it. But anyways, sorry if I missed you. Any of the full videos, if you guys are okay with it, I can post full videos to XCP Music. But here we go, our solo and group projects. All right. Awesome job, guys. Again, I apologize if I didn't get to yours. It was only because there was a lot of videos to go through, but please let me know if you'd like to post your video on XCP Music. Now, I know you guys have been busy, but what's been going on back at Xavier? Well, as you know, it's been kind of lonely. And I did really try to think of every option for us for our spring concert. And as this documentation will show, really every option.
Hey, Phil.
Oh, hey, Dave.
Sure is quiet in here.
Sure is.
Maybe you can get Gary to play.
So this is what they call a trombone. Well, you'll definitely have a reach advantage. Do you think you'll want stickers? I mean, yeah, you're welcome to give it a try. I just don't know how you're going to reach the pedal. It's getting better. Do you call that a crescendo? That's not even the fingering we practiced. You know, maybe if you held up the instrument a little more, you could get a better sound. Look, Gary, I love you and all, but it's just not the same without the students. Okay, that was pretty fun to make. Now, the time that you have been waiting for, and no, not the end of the concert. It is time for senior awards. We now honor our graduating seniors for their contributions to music. Students are ranked according to participation units, where 1 unit equals 1 year of participation in any of these ensembles: choir, orchestra, honors orchestra, drumline, pep band, jazz band, honors jazz band. Now, we have lots of seniors graduating this year. So if you could please remember to hold your applause until the end of the presentation, that would be helpful. Okay, starting us off with 1 unit of participation. Making his debut to Xavier Music, this student proved that musical ability runs in the family. His violin skills were a huge boost to orchestra this year. Oh, what the heck, give it up for Dario. Our next student, whenever she wasn't MIA, you could hear her rocking out in pep band. She also made Xavier history as the first tenor saxophone to join orchestra, Eliana. This next student has a particular set of skills. Not only gifted in math, he is also highly skilled on viola and a big addition to our orchestra, Nico. And now, 2 units of participation. Wait a minute, this is not ballroom. Whether or not it was fate or counseling error, fortunate for us, this student joined orchestra last year, learning to waltz and spin his fingers on the viola. This year, he provided the walking bassline heartbeat of pep band. Garrett. If you want me to feel compassion for you, send me videos of you having to practice in the closet. Gracing not only orchestra with his awesome cello skills, he joins pep band this year on clarinet. Pablo. It was a happy day when this pep band trombonist decided to double up and join honors jazz band. She has such a wonderful singing tone and amazing range on the instrument. It's hard to believe she just started this year. Jenny. How does one prepare for the hardest math competition? Well, you take up an instrument, of course, not only a precision machine on the flute, an AIME qualifier. He's a valuable member of our honors orchestra, whose friendliness and cheery smiles are always welcome at 7 a.m. rehearsals. Harry. Speaking of cheer, you may have seen her pumping up the crowds at games and rallies. Making time out of her busy schedule, she joins honors orchestra this year, setting the example for hard work, dependability, and musicianship. Cassidy. And now, 3 units. Boy genius is what I have sometimes called him for his seamless effortlessness in success in math and music. However, after all his practice videos this quarter, I'm starting to suspect that hard work may also be his secret. Anthony. Now, it was a great was an offer I couldn't refuse when this student who flew from China came to the US to play a Hungarian tune that sounds kind of Italian on this German instrument. In case you are wondering, yes, this is him performing at the Spring Concert 2 years ago. It was a rare treat to hear him on accordion. Now, I certainly don't want to take time out of the Senior Awards to plug our YouTube channel, but you can see him perform the whole song on XCP Music. Please like and subscribe. Will. This next student is, oh, I skipped something. I'm sorry, Will. He also plays plays cello in our honors orchestra. There we go. This next student is just, you know, your typical power guitar strumming, violin shredding, passata helping, door holding, instrument tuning, restringing, no whining, classroom leading, chick foil poet from another world, cool kind of student. As a three-year veteran of instrumental techniques, he has been a huge help to myself and other students and really deserves way more credit for all he does. Gabriel. Now, there have been some students who just instinctually emote subtle nuances of phrasing, sensitivity, and articulations, musical expressivity that transcends day-to-day instruction. And then there are other students who, every lunch period, melt faces with their heavy death metal guitar shredding. And on other occasions, there are some who do both, whether it's slashing it up in pep band or smoothing it out on saxophone in honors jazz band. This student always expresses music on a deeper level. CJ. After a year of instrumental techniques, my hope is that students come back and join orchestra or band, but sometimes I luck out and they do both, making Xavier history as the first of 2 clarinets in honors orchestra. This fabulous instrumentalist has no issue tackling Tchaikovsky waltzes in the morning and AC/DC riffs in the afternoon. She has also been a huge help training and inspiring the new clarinet recruits. Marie. And now, 4 units of participation. This next student has been in music ever since her freshman year, way back when he actually had a choir. Not only does she play an incredible cello, she has been a definitive voice for the student song requests in honors orchestra. Unfortunately, we were not able to get to all of them. So to make up for it, I'm going to unmute her now and let her sing Lana Del Rey song that she requested over 3 years ago. Okay, actually, no, I don't think I could find your name that fast, but I do feel bad for not getting to all those requests, and thank you so much, and feel free to come back anytime and sing as an alumni guest. Kelly. Who volunteers to do a solo after only playing 3 months? Well, not many. And who could forget the mighty rock around the clock trombone solo, fall of 18. He played so loudly, I was afraid he would overpower the entire band. He refined his skills, developing range, tone quality, phrasing, and even sensitivity to dynamics. Fortunately for Xavier Music, he returned this year playing an amazing trombone in pep band, orchestra, and honors jazz band. Henry. Overcoming a full sports commitment and her uncanny proclivity for bodily injury on any given day, this student has managed to survive 3 years of orchestra. She graduates now as a terrific violinist and guitar player. I would not only like to congratulate her, but also remind her to please be safe out there. Vanessa. When he is not busy trash talking the trombone section, He is busy mastering his solos in honors jazz band. He not only has some mad skills on the clarinet, he has been a big help to other clarinets. Worth mentioning twice, among fierce competition, he took second place at this year's Rotary Music Competition, but no surprise, he's an extremely hard worker and very deserving of recognition. James. This student has made me laugh over the years with her funny expressions. Whenever I invited her to join music, she would violently shake her head and say, no. But after 3 years of tremendous dedication to band and orchestra and all her fabulous cello and clarinet playing, it's hard to wonder maybe at least a small part of her might have enjoyed her time here with Xavier Music. Rihanna. Another 3-year veteran of orchestra. This student's guitar abilities have been a great asset to our program. Nonetheless, I was very happy this year when he decided to broaden his musical scope and take up the flute. Representing the Mighty Flutes section of third period class, he embellishes our band with his fancy high notes and trills. Give it up for William. Five units of participation. This next student goes way back in Xavier Music, back to when we had a choir and he had a different alias. Well, choir may have disappeared, but thankfully he returned, joining pep band, orchestra, and jazz band. He plays both guitar and clarinet and was preparing for his solo debut at this concert. I don't remember, something came up and we had to forego his spotlight, but whether or not he had a chance to woo audiences at the concert, he definitely wooed us with his participation. Chris Woo. Six units of participation. This next student has multiple personalities, or should I say multiple music personalities. Every year he changes his instrument, trombone, drums, guitar, but in every case, he is still that same wildly talented musical genius who sits during all those rehearsals waiting patiently for the rest of the group to catch up. He's also a true stand-up gent, one of the most humble, down-to-earth people I know. Give it up for Miles. Trivia time. Who is the one and only student at the Christmas concert who played in every single group and on every single song? Let's do the math. That's not only 2 hours straight at the concert, but also 3 hours of class participation or class practice and another 3 hours of dress rehearsal, all on the same day. The day after the concert, I was actually scared she was going to submit a letter of resignation on my desk. Dear Mr. Epstein, I think it's time for me to kick back my senior year. But no, not this student. She never complains or misses rehearsals. She is 100% dependable all the time, rain or shine, school or online. She is a magnificent flautist and our first ever piccoloutist. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but I like that. And a huge blessing to Xavier Music, Eliza. Seven units. Since his freshman year, this student has been running and drumming all up and down Xavier campus, occasionally at the same time. His good-natured fun, energy, and dedication to our drumline have helped make rehearsals a blast. Get it, a blast? Who could forget all his pep, rally headbanging, his flashy solos and rolls, and anonymous calls to 911 when he got splinters from his drumsticks, apparently? Not backing down from commitment. This year, he even stepped it up a notch when he co-joined Honors Orchestra on violin, co-captained drumline, and co-composed a little cacophonous snare drum tune known on the streets as Chicken Stars. Nick. And now, 8 units of participation. This next student gets the award for the loudest guitar player at lunch. One cannot fully appreciate his maxed out amp settings until trying to talk over his powerful rendition of Back in Black. But besides playing an exhilarating guitar, he also plays a soothing bass, a jazzy trumpet, and a triumphant French horn. He is passionate, curious, funny, versatile, and wildly talented in music. He has been with me ever since the olden days of choir, always bravely challenging himself to many solos and musical opportunities along the way. Even though he keeps taking my new guitar, he definitely, I would describe as a noble character, and I'm grateful to him for his huge influence he has had on our program, the incomparable Arnold. "10 units, is it possible? 10 units of participation. This next student is a fascinating bundle of emotions and personality. In fact, she is one of the very few people I know who can be both sweet and sassy at the same time. Now, 2 days ago, she confided in me that she was not looking forward to these senior presentations. I think because she was uncomfortable about receiving public praise and acknowledgement. So honoring her wishes tonight, I will not be mentioning her 3 years of total dedication to pep band, drumline, jazz band, orchestra, nor her amazing skills on cymbals, quads, clarinet, bass clarinet, or violin, nor will I be making any mention of her recent acceptance into the music program at NAU. And don't expect any clapping either. Jillian Morrison. And now, 18 units. This goes to our last recipient, and clearly with that sort of participation deserves a little bit of extra mention. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, a true legend in Xavier music, in this year's MVP. Please welcome Jeremy Brown. Oh, wait a minute, not again. Oh no, you see, Jeremy is actually a finger puppet. Graduate Kevin Brown would bring him so many times to our concerts, actually all the time, that we actually decided to start including Jeremy's name on the program. Now this would have been funny and all, except I also forgot to include his sister's name on the program. And I did this not once, but twice. And so with that, I hope tonight to make amends by spotlighting this individual. She is not loud or demanding or attention seeking. So some of you might not know who she is, but with a whopping 18 units of dedication, you are about to find out. She has participated in every music group of every year. Jeremy, please. She has participated every ensemble, every year. For school, she has played trombone, violin, viola, ukulele, cymbals, bass drum, has sung in choir, and sometimes at lunch, if you can catch her strumming on a guitar or piano. She was also going to pick up the cello this year, but stepped up big in the viola section when Honors Orchestra had no violas. It's one of the many examples where she puts the school first. She is a true team player who is always helping, arranging, practicing, and role modeling superior participation. She is also a phenomenal musician and person and definitely deserves to have her name on the program. Give it up for this year's most valuable player, Rebecca Brown. And once again, I would like to thank all seniors for their participation, and not only seniors, but everyone here tonight. I want to thank you for your attendance. And before we leave, just a few bookkeeping things. So please remember to that we are going to do instrument check-in next week. So start bringing your instruments in for check-in. If you have any questions, please see me or ask me. All students, please stay behind for your group picture, maybe also known as taking attendance. Please, before you go, don't forget to stack chairs and put away stands. Wait a minute, never mind. And lastly, just in case you forgot, please get those assignments in this weekend. The deadline's coming up. Okay, so formally, one last big thank you to all of you for everything this year. You guys are awesome, and I wish you all the best and have a great summer and all that. I'm going to conclude tonight's spring concert, and don't forget for your to take your group picture. Okay, thank you so much for being here. On the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3, switching screens. On the count of 3, oh wait, no, sorry, try that again. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Please also chat that you were here, just in case I don't miss anyone. If you have any questions about projects, I know you guys, a lot of you sent me a lot of stuff today. I will get to all of that tomorrow. I'm making myself available if you want to meet tomorrow, 10 to 2, if you have any questions about anything. And I would just thank you once again for being here. I'm going to unmute you all just because if I could just hear you guys one more time. And here we go. Hello. Music continues. Okay. 开了，Wow, let's just do that for 2 hours. Hard to communicate, but thank you guys so much for being here. I really am sorry that we couldn't perform our songs, but I do appreciate all the hard work you put into this year. So with that, I'm going to end this meeting, and I'll see you soon.